Hey, this is Steven at E36 Fanatics. Today I'm going to show you how to do one of the easiest maintenance jobs you can perform on your BMW. This car is my 1996 328i BMW, and today I'm doing an oil change and changing the oil filter with it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and jack up the car on the right side, the passenger front side, and also the oil filter. The oil filter is right here. You're going to want to loosen it. I just use a pair of pliers, but you can actually, if you have a socket big enough, it says, I believe it's a 25 millimeter. But if you have a socket size big enough, you can use a bolt for it. So once and also you want to, if the car is running hot, or if you just drove around the car, you're going to want to let it cool down a bit, because when you're removing the oil, you don't want it to, you don't want hot oil getting all over you, because it's very hot. Also on these cars, generally they're going to take 10W30. Full synthetic motor oil. I just bought Supertech for this, which is one of the cheap brands, but I I generally use Quaker State or something even higher, like Mobil 1. There's a real difference depending on how much you spend on your oil. The better stuff lasts a lot longer. Also, I have my oil filter. Comes with a little gasket, and you always replace the oil filter when you're changing the oil. So right now I'm going to go ahead and jack up the car, and I'm going to get to the drain plug on the bottom of the engine and drain the oil out. Alright, so you can see I got the drain plug off and the oil is pouring out. The thing with these cars is these BMWs take so much oil that I actually need two of these things to drain the whole thing. Now while it's draining like that, a little tip is go ahead and with your oil filter, open it up and leave it open while it's draining. It'll cause it to drain more oil than it normally would, and that's what you want. You know, you want it to drain as much out of that dirty oil as possible. Once this is done, once it's finally done pouring out, which I'll probably let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes just to get every last bit of it I can. I'll go ahead and seal up the drain plug right there and put it back on the drain plug, and then I'll start refilling it. Also, the bolt was a 17 millimeter, and once this is done, I'll come back to it and seal it up and start refilling it. Alright, so at this point I've set the car back down, put the tire back on. I had to take it off to get the cap, to get the drain plug off. I've refilled the oil, which is right here. You fill it right here. This car, the 2.5 liter and the 2.8 liter engines of the E36 take 6.5 liters of oil. And wow, that's a lot compared to Japanese or American cars. So it takes quite a bit of oil. And I've now replaced the oil filter. Here's a picture. Here's a little video of the old oil filter. You can see it's quite fouled up. And then here's a little tidbit. Here's a little tip. You get a little oil gasket with your new filter. Now what you're going to want to do to make a better seal with it is go ahead and take some of the new oil, just dip your finger in the new oil and kind of rub it around the new little gasket O-ring. That'll make a better seal on it when you put it on the oil filter. And that's it. Y'all have a good one.